Hi everyone, hi and welcome back to another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is another preview. It seems to be that time of the year, you get to the winter months and these events kind of, domestically thankfully, but internationally as well seem to accrue. We have the Summer Madnesses still to come. We just had Born Legacy, we just had World Dom, and now we're having a league of our own, which is an awesome King of the Ronalds card that I'll be going through with, someone, a good friend of the show and someone that we will do a Battle Rap Resume with, of course. This is Canel. Canel, how's it going, man?
All good, mate. All good. Mm-hmm. Cheers for having me on.
Of course. And I should say I have Kinell is someone who's battled, extensively, Clash Money, as well as King of the Ronalds, battled a lot on King of the Ronalds. You seem to have been so busy of late, man. I'm really impressed. And the battles don't suffer, like the JTC, the Deafen. Quality of writing's very high.
Yeah. It's been a busy fucking summer, I probably took on way too much, but, if you got a short period of time, you just try and fucking work harder in the time you got, haven't you? So, yeah. One of them, innit?
That's true, and this card is absolutely credible, from top to bottom. It's really a card that, in a sense, you could consider it to an outsider is defined by its headliner, that being Tony D versus Dialect. 3-round battle, incredible battle. Don't flop, would love to have this battle. This is a brilliant battle. But throughout the whole card, I'm someone who's fairly familiar with KOTR, so most of these battles ring a bell. This is really impressive, and it's just demonstrative of, the big strides that the company are making.
Yeah. I think KOTR has come on amazingly this year. I don't know where to start with it. Considering, we were considering decades of UK battle rap for quite some time. Only really known every time, Pedro loses his rag or fucking Max Sherry chokes, but fucking. This summer, there's been a lot of development, a lot of really good rappers come in. So I think now KOTR is coming into the point where we got something to offer that maybe other places don't like.
Absolutely. What's so compelling is that, you fostered your own stable of talent that, okay, maybe they might have battled and done flop a few times, but the important thing is that they're seen as a KOTR battler. I'm talking people on this card, especially, from yourself and Visceral down to people like Deafen and Blunthead, Lazy Ass Jack and Bear Solutions. This is the 2-on-2 I want to start with, Canel. They are teaming up for the first time. These are obviously two good friends who are always seen side by side in battles. If you watch the Blunthead battle, you'll see Bear Solutions there, with his bear shirt on.
They've actually teamed up a couple of times before, but none of them have been uploaded yet.
Right, okay. So have you seen those in person?
No, I haven't. One great bit of lost footage was their first 2-on-2 together was versus Bard and Bombshell.
Oh!
Yeah, fucking Bard and Bombshell were not ready for that.
Right.
And I think that was the first time Lazy Ass Jack had ever appeared to the notorious BFG that he is.
Right. A shout out to those guys. I spoke to them both at events, Lazy Ass Jack and Bear Solutions. They're great guys. I'm going to have them on soon. We agreed to have them on after both their training days battles dropped. So he battled Allwin and Bear Solutions battled LS Dean. So when those come out, we'll do it. But they're going against Max Sherry and Problematic. Are they another newcomer team?
It's the first time they've actually teamed up, but this is going to be an interesting little 2-on-2. Bear Solutions and Lazy Ass Jack, they spend a lot of time together, they're in uni together, and they've got an incredible dynamic between them. They work really well together, they got similar styles, and they're great at bouncing off each other. When you meet two people and you just see them in conversation, and you can see there's a dynamic between them. They very much got that. As I say, they've done a couple of things that haven't dropped yet, but they're the only real fucking 2-on-2 team in KOTR at this time, and they're very, very good together. Mm-hmm. However, I will say I'm kind of rooting for Mac and Problematic in this one. I'm not sure they're the favourites, but they're the ones I want to win.
I think it's interesting. Yeah, it's always welcome to see Max Sherry back. Shout out Mac. That was a great episode that we had all those weeks ago. And Problematic is someone that he's a question mark for me, Kinell. I just don't know this guy. In terms of King of the Bronze, can you sketch him out for us as a kind of presence?
Yeah, fucking. I reckon he's definitely a one-off. Like, fucking. He's quite similar to Max Sherry in that fucking when he gets his 3 rounds out, he tends to win his battles.
Okay,
but he has had choking issues in the past. Fucking like. I think he even fucking like writes some fucking a cappella battles. Like he writes them on beat to drum and bass. Like, you know, he has a very fucking different approach to like fucking most battle rappers. So he's quite a one-off. But as I say, his wins and losses have been pretty much defined by whether he chokes or he doesn't. Much like fucking the more recent fucking Mac 2.0 we've seen.
Yep. What I love is that, Bear Solutions and Lazy Ass Jack, as you say, you've seen them there together and you can just tell kind of almost from their, ever-presence in each of his battles. And if you watch them individually, you're like, yeah, those two styles that could obviously go well together. I mean, the necessary comparison perhaps is Marlowe Shuffle, and where I think they share some explicit similarities is not really in the writing or the kind of posh angle. It is just a sense of friendship, a sense of genuine chemistry they have together. And maybe Max Sherry and Problematic will be a little, will prove a little tempestuous in that sense, but I want Their Solutions and Lazy Ass Jack to have a sort of kick-off marquee performance that I think they really are capable of. And I remember, talking to Lazy Ass Jack, and I was just sort of talking about matchups he could do there. And I was saying Shuffle and Marlowe. I was saying and I could imagine them doing it. I can imagine maybe give Lazy Ass Jack and Their Solutions a couple more battles, another year or so, and yeah, I think that'd be great because they've never faced off against another posh duo, and I think that could be quite an interesting match. Yeah,
I definitely think so, but I'd watch, personally, not even necessarily a posh duo. I just like to see them face off against a good, well-defined duo, to be honest.
Right.
Because they've got that fucking teamwork, they've got it fucking in them to fucking work together and create something more interesting than either of them could separately, as opposed to two battlers just coming together to do something for a specific battle.
Mm-hmm. And Mac is always, an exciting presence in any battle. I love seeing that guy do his stuff.
Yeah, fucking massive fan of Mac. I am. He's like that. He's like not the football team you support. He's like the one that are kind of local to you that everyone gives shit to, and when they do well, you just think fucking right. Nice one.
I mean, that's a perfect analogy for Mac Sherry. Like you aren't going to find a better one than that. That is definitely spot on. And the next battle is a battle that I don't know these guys. This is Frank Lucas, Young Alertz.
I think the only reason this is above them on the flyer is because there were so many long names in the 2-on-2, it had to fit at the bottom.
Yeah.
This is the tryout battle. I'm not familiar with these two guys at all. They're not even like forum guys, so I don't even know what they're like as people. Right. Literally, all I got to go off is their names.
Yeah, Frank Lucas, who Jay-Z mentions Frank Lucas, like a heroin dealer, wasn't he, or something?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. Just the name Frank Lucas. He sounds like a character out of The Walking Dead that turns out to be that looks like he's nice and he turns out to be a cattle rapist or something like. But yeah, I don't know who Frank Lucas is or whether it's his real name or not. I couldn't tell you anything about him. And Young Alertz, all I've got to go off is the fact that he's got Young in his name, which, if I'm honest, for me, putting Young in your rap name is at least an amber on the fucking bell endometer.
Well, as you ring green, I mean, he puts a Z on the end of Alertz, which is just, again.
Yeah.
It's a double whammy of cliches.
He's not done well with the name in there, but, is he concentrating on something else? Is it like an Einstein thing? How Einstein wore the same clothes every day, so he didn't have to think about it. Maybe he thought, I'll just do any shit name so I can concentrate on the actual bar.
It's not going to define me for life, whatever.
I reckon this Young Alertz guy's either going to come unexpected or incredible, or fucking tick off a shitload of cliches of tryouts. I don't reckon there's going to be a middle ground. He's either surprise everyone or do exactly what everyone expects. A bit more of an unknown quantity.
He is. I mean, I should say, I'm sure there would have been people listening to this episode and screaming at the episode. Frank Lucas is who Denzel Washington plays in American Gangster.
Oh fuck yeah! How do I not know that?
Yeah, so he's that. Although accounts are public. This is Wikipedia says a little bit fictionalized, but yeah, he's still alive. American heroin dealer, Harlem, 60s, 70s. You know, quite a notorious. Figure. But we push on with the history lesson to Deafen versus, is it RZA? Obviously RZA's woo, so I don't want to... RZA. I only know Deafen, and I have to say, I'm a big Deafen fan. I've seen quite a few of his battles, some live, some on tape, and he brings a winning quality to his writing that I really enjoy watching. He's underrated.
Well, I battled both of these guys like 2 weeks apart this summer. This is one that's interesting for me. Like, Deafen, big fan of the lad. I've been for fucking time. Like, on his day, he can be a funny motherfucker. Yeah. Now, RZA, is quite the other end of the spectrum, but he's a fucking talented dude. He's a big guy. He's a hell of a fucking presence. He puts a lot into his performing and his wordplay, so it's quite a style clash here in that respect. Fucking RZA, like, because I was battling him before. My battle with him on KOTR was his first battle in England. Before that, I sort of got familiar with his fucking battles on like Breaking the Barrier and so forth in Scotland, and like he fucking beat Mackenzie and shit. He's fucking like on his day, he is a fucking powerful presence. So it's very much a style clash in this one. I will say that fucking Deafening's probably going to be the guy who's going to be coming into this more hungry, because Rise is coming off the back of a couple of good wins. He beat Bear Solutions recently, and he's just come off the back of a battling a park event in Scotland. I'm not too familiar with his opponent, but definitely, as we say, he's fucking boss on his day. But the last time he battled was in Nottingham, and he had a bit of a fucking shocker, like. Right. It was versus Carlton Shanks, and I think they were both on a lot later than they thought they were going to be on. And Carlton Shanks had been drinking quite heavily, and Deafen had been having a lovely time, should we say. And so neither of them were in the best of states, and but Deafen really didn't come as good as he could, and he went away knowing that. Like, so he's going to be the more hungry one out of the two. Like, but I couldn't call this one. Two very different styles.
I can't really call it either because I don't know the second combatant, but Deafen, I do really like. It's happy to see him back on this card. I think this is going to be one of those cards that just brings the best out of people because it is such a big deal. You know, where does this rank for you as some sort of KOTR amateur historian? Is this the biggest card they've ever thrown?
Yeah.
I mean, just off the top of your head, yeah. I mean, I would say roughly, yeah.
Today. And they're fucking good matchups and all, like, fucking... You know, these aren't two battlers randomly slung together. These are good fucking matchups.
So Blunthead Jeffers, that's a good matchup in your eyes?
Yeah, I think so. Like, fucking... I think that's going to be the one that gets a bit fucking dark.
Okay.
We haven't seen Jeffers since he battled Bard. And fucking Jeffers, I think he's a very good rapper. Like, I'm really happy to see him back. In that Bard battle, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Bard sort of mentioned, like, so you kind of alluded to some stuff. Jeffers having a bit of a dark past. You know, I'm not going to go into it because I don't know what's true and what isn't.
Watch the battle,
I'll tell you who does know what's true and what isn't. Fucking Blunthead. He knows everything about fucking everyone. Like, he could probably identify most UK battle rappers by medical history. So yeah, this one's going to be all about the angles. Like,
yikes. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and as right. I mean, Blunthead's writing style. I'm just not too. Obviously, I know that he's involved with the Ronald Roundup. Shout out the Ronald Roundup. Love that thing. I love that thing exists. But I mean, Blunthead as a writer. What, you know, is he? Can he do the dope?
He's all about the fucking angles. Like, if you looked at this on paper without fucking knowing who they were, fucking Jeffers probably the better rapper. But fucking Blunthead does have a tendency of fucking winning battles that he should lose on paper. because of his angles and his way of fucking thinking. You know, he's not the most lyrical guy, like, but he's fucking direct and fucking, when he gets something on them, he'll hit that angle and he'll hit it hard. So that's what it's going to be about, like.
Damn.
Jeff is definitely the better rapper, but you can never count Blunthead out of anything for that fucking reason. He's a fucking tactician. Yeah, fucking tactics are definitely like
chess game.
Most of things.
Wow, I mean, yeah, you've sold that battle to me, if not anyone else. I definitely want to watch that one now. I'm going to check out that bar battle with Jeffers as well. Yeah, that should be interesting. And the next one is probably obviously the most interesting one to yourself, Canel. You're battling Visceral. This is an awesome matchup.
Yeah, this is fucking fantastic. Me and Visceral go quite a bit back, actually. The first time I ever fucking performed any fucking form of speaking on stage was when I first started writing a couple of years ago with the intention of performing. I was encouraged to say, like, right, just fucking sign up to something. Doesn't matter if you think it's above what you're capable of. Just do it. Throw yourself in the fucking deep end. And what I ended up signing up to was one of the Word War I slams.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. From the Evidently lot. Big up Evidently always.
Kieran King and Ella, good friends, great people.
Yeah, and when I went there, like, Visceral wasn't actually performing that night, but he was there, and he was the first person I kind of spoke to, like, just before doing my first kind of significant performance on stage. Like, I've known him quite well since then, and it's going to be an interesting one, like, because 99% of the time, you put me against any rapper and I can get a good idea of what they're going to say and how I've got to approach it to counter it. I don't with fucking Visceral. He's a creative fucking guy.
Yeah, he's a crazy intelligent guy. I do know Martin, similarly to you actually. Yeah, through Evidently, through the spoken word scene, Salford, Manchester. He is an incredible performer. I knew him as a poet before he was battling fucking Kendrick Lamar, which is one of the crazy things I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I mean, genuinely, like, when I saw that video and it was kind of like KOTR, it was like, yeah, check out Visceral battling Kendrick Lamar. Amazing video. Reebok, I think, made that possible. But yeah, you two guys, I mean, perhaps you don't see it, and perhaps it isn't true, but in my head, I see you kind of similar. You kind of have that wit to you. You kind of have that piss take, but it's skillful piss take.
Yeah, fucking. I've had to really fucking think about this, because you can't take any kind of obvious approach with Visceral. It just won't work because he's too creative. Basically, I can't anticipate what he's going to say or what he's going to do or how he's going to approach it, because he's going to come at it in a way that no one else would think of it. So the only thing I can do in response to that is try and come up with something that no one else would think to say to him. So yeah, this one's going to come down to fucking creativity. Like, he's not an easy lad to fucking mug off, and fucking he's going to have had thoughts about me, like, so. Apparently he's already finished, and all I've got's a bit of a game plan in my head, like, but I'm not going to tell you what the fucking game plan is. Like.
No, of course. But I mean, you know, he's so skillful that, like you say, you can't. I mean, is he kind of the best writer you've went against?
I'd say certainly the most unpredictable.
Yeah,
and fucking an incredible freestyler and all. Fucking basically anything I can say, he's fucking capable of fucking turning around in the form of a fucking freestyle. So I've got to fucking think about that. That's got to be a big part of how I approach it.
And you said you just have a game plan. I mean, the event's in less than 2 weeks. Do you write all your verses? Is it all in your head? What's the method for kind of rehearsal?
Generally, I just try and keep it in my head. I kind of think about what I'm going to do. And just sort of keep it in the back of my mind, because, like, at the minute, like, I've generally had like about 4 battles booked in at various stages. So just kind of think about what I'm going to do to each one, how I'm going to approach each thing. And when you know, sometimes an idea pops into your head, I'll note it down. It might be better for one battle than another. And then when it gets closer to it, I'll try and get things like, so I've got everything. I'll have a look at what I got for him when it's my next battle, and then try and get into some sort of format. And try and give yourself a week to memorise it all, but I haven't had that luxury of time recently, but I do for this, like, so I'm going to try and bring something special.
Excellent. We won't talk too much. I know Visceral will be listening, and we don't want to give away too many game plans. But yeah, man, this is an exciting battle, and rightly so. You're more than midway up this card. This is a fantastic card. The card continues with what should have been Hulk Bobby Rex. I thought it was Hulk Bobby Rex until just before we started the podcast, we were talking, and you said that Lex has now taken Bobby Rex's place for whatever reason. That's an even more exciting match in my mind. Lex deserves an opponent like Hulk on a stage like this.
Yeah, this is going to be good. I'm looking forward to this. Like, fucking like Hulk's fucking on fucking his day. Fucking Hulk can scare the shit out of anyone. Like, but his issue is motivation. Like, if he's not motivated to write for someone, then he doesn't tend to put as much effort in. Like, but when he's fucking motivated, have you seen Hulk versus iKid?
I haven't. The last one I saw was him versus Gorilla Goods.
The one rounder. I was there for that.
That wasn't bad, actually. His knife was like sort of baby dogs kind of slapping milk. It was crazy line. It was disgusting.
Yeah, fucking Hulk punches a lot, and he comes up with some fucking good fucking lines. But he's got to be motivated for his opponent to get 3 solid rounds down. Like, and fucking, I think for Lex, he's going to come good. Like,
he needs to, but he does. There's a sense of catharsis with him that fuels the performance. That he doesn't even need an opponent at times.
Yeah, definitely. I'd agree with that.
But yeah, this is a really exciting battle. I mean, this is eventually kind of the sort of warm up for the main event, which is crazy. But the whole card is incredible. Pedro, it's so good to see him back on King of the Rolls, and his battle against Blitz. Blitz, again, kind of not someone I know too well. Who is Blitz?
Blitz, interesting little fucking character. Like, very talented writer, not so good as a performer. Kind of notorious for being a divvy online, like, but sometimes he really comes good, like. So the first Ronald was Blitz, like, and he's kind of like going through a little bit of a cathartic phase at the minute where he's trying to sort of bring himself back from being the first Ronald. He's recently done a freestyle on this grime channel called, I don't really fucking know grime because I'm old as fuck, on this sort of like grime freestyle channel called P41100 or something. There's loads of fucking 19-year-olds calling me a prick right now hearing this. But yeah, he's just done that, and he's got like 4,000 views off it. And he's trying to do stuff to build his name. I think he's actually put a bit of money towards Pedro coming up. And he's going to be battling Big J at the Top Gun lineup, which is going to be a big thing happening in October the 30th. But we can talk about that nearer the time. But yeah, so Blitz he's fucking, at one point this summer, he was the biggest dickhead in the league. And he's still a bit of a tit online, but he's trying to improve himself and bring him back up. But this battle against Pedro, I'm not sure how it's going to go. Because Blitz is going to come up with some really elaborate, well-written shit. And Pedro's going to turn up with fuck all and go, right, which one am I battling 2 minutes before he battles? So I'm not sure how good, really good writing can do you against fucking Pedro in full freestyle frenzy.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah, well, when Pedro's fucking properly losing it, like fucking, it's an entertaining sight to watch, and sometimes it can be shit, and sometimes he can hit the mark, but it's always quite entertaining. I'm not sure how good fucking elaborate writing can ever do against that.
Yeah, no, I feel that, and Blitz is sure to. How do you combat what Pedro does on King of the Ronalds, which is attack people? I'm sure Blitz is going to go on the split.
Yeah, literally in a lot of cases.
Yeah, right. And but yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think Pedro's maybe fell off a little bit recently, but I've heard some good things about the tally battle and such as that. I mean, he ebbs and flows. That's the nature of freestyle, and that's him in a nutshell, really. Blitz. Again, a lot of people have been in his opportunity. A lot of people have been on the come up, especially on King of the Ronalds, and he is the Cerberus at the doors, and a lot of them have just gotten eaten. Yeah. So he has to be careful here. But if he is coming prepared, if he's putting up money, it sounds like this guy needs some redemption as well. And against Pedro, you can do that.
Yeah, I think it's going to go one or two ways. This battle's nothing to do with Pedro. It's all about Blitz. And by the end of it, Blitz is either going to be coming out looking fucking a lot stronger than people believed him to be, or make a complete cunt out of himself. There's no fucking middle ground here.
much like the Alertz guy. I can't even remember his first name. He's that minor of a tryout. But yeah, the guy we were speaking about right at the intro. But closing it off is, I've had you here, Canel, both as a correspondent, someone to bounce ideas off. It's been great, but I mean, I don't really need your KOTRness anymore, because Tony D versus Dialect, it is a don't flop battle, but like I said in the intro, it's great that they've poached this. This is an amazing, amazing battle.
Yeah, it's going to be good that it's going to be in a fucking small room in a pit environment. This could quite easily be main stage at Ministry of Sound, but this is going to be in a fucking pit, and I think that's going to make it fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and from what I've seen online, Tony was saying, I think it was today, that, he's got shocks coming up, of course, but he's got shocks coming up in quite a while, like a month or so later, so they're not that close together. They're not like your run of battles, for example, this year, they're not quite on that level yet. But Tony was saying that he's sort of writing for Dialect and Shocks in such a close period of time has really motivated him, Shocks especially, and he's finished all his Dialect stuff already, and it's just it's crazy. And this guy just keeps getting better and fucking better, and not even to say anything against Dialect, who not only has a little bit of redemption on his hands against Gemini, but don't forget that the whole soul You Forgot 27 thing, it's the same with Dialect, man. The guy's given years of fucking great performances. I just watched him and Censor recently. That's a fucking great battle. Battle.
Yeah, that's a really fucking good.
Angry battle. That's what I want to see as well. And I'm not going to say this would bring that, but lightheartedness is what I think Dialect can use Tony to get a lot of stuff off his chest. Yeah,
and fucking don't forget that this is in Leeds. Dialect is the fucking hometown hero.
Yep.
And it's versus the only motherfucker I would fucking give a chance to against Dialect in his own fucking town.
That's true. But I mean, Shotty, consider Shotty though in Manchester, I guess.
Yeah. But I mean, personally, I got Tony winning that. But there's a lot of debate in that fucking battle. There's fucking people who have Shotty winning it.
I just for the thing about the Shotty winning it thing is the first round, Shotty's best round. It has some ridiculous wordplay, especially at the start, some great Lux influence writing. Tony punches well. The second round, Shotty with maybe the bar of the battle, the German manager reserving stamina, taking out Tony Cruz. That crazy bar. But the problem is, Tony has an inferno of a third round, incredibly good third round, and Shotty talks about Tony jeopardizing his kids because he does battles for some reason. His angle was just shitty, and he wasted a whole round on it, and it was
and then Tony destroyed it with a flip, didn't he?
Yeah, and stuff like that.
Fucking lines, that whole round was gone.
It's just anyone talks about Shotty winning, you just point to that timestamp in the battle, and it's what are you talking about? Shotty did incredibly well, no doubt, but Tony spits 3 rounds and he doesn't lose. I hate to be a fanboy quoting him, but it's kind of true.
Yeah, I cannot fucking argue with that.
No. But crazy event. Cannot wait for this event. I know KOTR is still very small, but us fans who can't be there would appreciate a PPV. Anyone that's listening in that capacity.
Yeah, I think we're getting to the point with cards where that might be a doable thing, but obviously that isn't my area. I'm just a battler. I'd turn up, call someone a bellend and get smashed. But yeah, I think we're getting the kind of cards where that should be happening. I don't know what the logistics of it are because it ain't me dealing with it. But with this and the Top Gun card, fucking the one on October, yeah, that's going to be something.
Yeah, that one's mad as well. What do you remember from that card? There's crazy battles on that one.
Yeah, there's some fucking nuts ones. I've got Bobby Rex on it. Blitz has got Big J. I know Big J's looking forward to that one. I think we got O'Shea versus Lefty. Yeah, fuck, I can't remember the card off the top of my head.
No, of course, man. But I mean, like, I'm asking you because I do recall it being really good. Like, actually,
it's a fucking card of very fucking strong battles. Like,
incredible. Oh, I've got it here actually. Yeah, there's Guds versus Chucky P's also on there.
That'll be good.
Tidal versus Visceral.
Yeah, fucking, are you familiar with Tidal?
He's a Brummie, isn't he? I believe he's from Birmingham, like myself.
Yeah, he came through at the first Future Pagan inauguration where I battled Riser, like. Right. And he's a good writer, like, he's an interesting character, like. Fucking, he's different. We were up in Liverpool the other week, where he battled Boski. I don't think Boski came particularly prepared.
Right.
And some of Tidal's jokes were... they're fat jokes I've heard before, but he took it fairly convincingly, like.
It's a pretty big scalp to take, no pun intended, like, you know.
Yeah.
And also, I should say quickly, we have Flabs versus LJ, Drowned versus Sherpa, Sherpa, and then Pedro versus Most Prob. That's a good battle.
Yes. I would say finally they're having a proper written battle, but as if fucking Pedro's going to write everything.
No, Pedro versus Most Prob, the freestyle battle, is one of the all-time great Don't Flop demo battles. I love where when Most Prob Pedro keeps interrupting, and Most was like, "Are we just having an argument now? We're not even battling." Like, it's crazy. Yeah, there's some great shit in there. But Canel, thank you so much, bro. This has been great, and shout out to King of the Worlds. The event is September 17th. It's in Leeds, as you say. Everyone should definitely go if they have the opportunity to. It's the Temple of Boom. I'm not familiar with that venue. I'm not really familiar with Leeds, but sounds really cool.
The name sold to me. If it's named after fucking Cypress Hill album, cool.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out Black Sunday Working's Men Club near me. And September 17th, again, as I said, crazy battles. Leave our own King of the Worlds. Canel, thanks so much, man.
Okay, thanks for having me, catch you soon.